Imagine this: a single block of light flickers in an endless void. One pixel at a time, worlds emerge not from code alone, but from the quiet hunger of a mind that refuses to be confined. You place the first stone, then another, hours vanish. The sun rises and sets in a loop that only you control. No boss waits, no timer ticks. Yet something deeper pulls you in, the whisper that says, "What if I could build everything I've ever dreamed?" This is not just a game. This is Hytale, the long-awaited spiritual successor to Minecraft, now finally in early access after years of hype, heartbreak, and resurrection. And the psychology of the people who play it. It's a mirror to our deepest human drives. The need to create, to escape, to belong, to master chaos. In a world that often feels scripted and limited, Hytale offers infinite possibility. But why do some players lose themselves for days building cathedrals in the sky, while others grind dungeons for the perfect loot? Why do communities form around shared servers that feel more like homes than games? And what does it reveal about us when we choose to spend our finite hours in a procedurally generated universe? Today, we explore the psychology of people who play Hytale. Not just the surface fun, but the hidden currents, the dopamine loops, the flow states, the social bonds, the self-discovery that keep millions coming back. This is the story of creators, explorers, survivors, and dreamers who have found, in 64 million blocks and counting, a way to rewrite their own narrative. Let's begin where every Hytale journey starts, with that first world seed. The faint hum of loading screens gives way to the soft whoosh of procedural generation. Grass spreads in gentle waves, trees sprout in algorithmic elegance. A distant mountain range rises like a promise. In this moment, the player experiences what psychologists call autonomy, one of the three core needs in self-determination theory, SDT, alongside competence and relatedness. Developed by Edward Desai and Richard Ryan, SDT explains why we thrive when we feel in control of our actions. Hytale hands you the keys to an entire universe with no tutorial railings. You can punch a tree, craft a tool, or simply wander. This freedom triggers an immediate rush of intrinsic motivation. Unlike linear games where progress is dictated, Hytale says, "Here is the canvas. Paint whatever you want." For many players, especially those who feel constrained in daily life, this autonomy is intoxicating. Studies on sandbox games like Minecraft, Hytale's closest cousins, show that players report higher well-being when they engage in open-ended creation. The act of building satisfies our innate need to shape our environment, echoing evolutionary roots where tool-making and shelter building ensured survival. But Hytale takes it further. Where Minecraft is pure sandbox purity, Hytale weaves in RPG momentum, quests, classes, dungeons, bosses. This hybrid design appeals to different player archetypes. The pure builder finds endless creative freedom in the modding tools and zone system. The adventurer discovers structured progression through Orbis's biomes and lore-rich zones. The hybrid player, most of us, oscillates between building a cozy base and venturing into the unknown. Consider the psychology of exploration. In vast procedurally generated worlds, players experience what Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi called flow, that optimal state where challenge meets skill, time dissolves, and self-consciousness fades. Hytale's world design, with its handcrafted zones blending seamlessly into procedural terrain, creates perfect flow opportunities. One moment you're mining deep for rare ores, heart pounding as cave sounds echo. The next, you're emerging into a lush valley, sunlight breaking through clouds. Each discovery releases dopamine, the brain's reward chemical. Neuroimaging studies on Minecraft-like games show heightened activity in the brain's reward centers during exploration and building, similar to eating chocolate or falling in love. Yet this dopamine loop can become addictive. Players report just one more cave turning into all-night sessions. The variable rewards, finding a hidden dungeon, a rare mob drop, or the perfect build spot, mirror slot machine psychology. But unlike gambling, the rewards here are earned through skill and patience, making the high feel earned and meaningful. Now let's talk about creation, the heart of Hytale's appeal. Building in Hytale isn't just stacking blocks, it's self-expression. Psychologists call this self-actualization on Maslow's hierarchy, the peak where we realize our full potential. In a game with thousands of block types, advanced tools, and upcoming modding support, players craft homes, castles, cities, even entire roleplay worlds. One player might build a minimalist cabin reflecting inner calm. Another constructs a sprawling metropolis symbolizing ambition. Research on Minecraft players shows that creative mode correlates with higher self-esteem and reduced anxiety. Building provides a sense of mastery, competence in SDT terms. When a structure turns out exactly as envisioned, the brain floods with satisfaction. Hytale amplifies this with better lighting, animations, and physics, making builds feel alive and responsive. But creation also reveals vulnerabilities. Perfectionists spend hours tweaking details, analyzing every angle. This mirrors real-life rumination, the fear that it's not good enough. Hytale's community servers become therapy spaces where players share builds for validation, turning potential isolation into connection. Speaking of connection, relatedness, the third pillar of SDT. Hytale's multiplayer is where the magic deepens. From Hypixel's legacy, the game emphasizes community servers, custom modes, and shared worlds. Players don't just play, they live together. Roleplay servers recreate medieval kingdoms. Survival servers form tribes against bosses. Creative servers host massive collaborative builds. Social psychology explains why this bonds us. In games, we experience social presence, feeling connected even through avatars. Hytale's proximity voice chat, if implemented, and emotes make interactions feel intimate. Shared goals, defeating a raid boss, building a monument create collective effervescence, a term from sociologist Emile Durkheim for shared emotional energy that strengthens group identity. Many players who feel lonely in real life find belonging here. Introverts thrive in low-pressure interactions. Extroverts organize events. The game satisfies our need for relatedness without the anxiety of face-to-face small talk. But Hytale also attracts competitive players. PvP modes, ranked ladders, and minigames tap into achievement motivation. Studies on competitive gaming show that winning releases testosterone and endorphins, boosting confidence. Yet losses sting more in skill-based games like Hytale's combat system, precise, fluid, and unforgiving. Defeat forces self-reflection. My timing was off. My build needs work. This growth mindset, popularized by Carol Dweck, turns failure into fuel. The lore and philosophy add another layer. Hytale's world of Orbis is rich with narrative, ancient civilizations, elemental forces, hidden secrets. Players who dive into lore experience narrative transportation, immersing so deeply that the story feels real. This satisfies our need for meaning. In a chaotic world, Hytale offers a coherent universe where actions matter. Older players find cognitive benefits. Like chess or puzzles, Hytale's crafting and strategy engage executive function, planning, problem-solving, working memory. Research on older Minecraft players shows improved fluid intelligence and emotional regulation. Hytale's depth could offer similar cognitive inoculation against aging. Yet the waiting game shaped a unique psychology. For years, Hype built a cult-like anticipation. Delays tested patience, creating a community bound by shared longing. When early access arrived in January 2026, the release felt cathartic, like a long-promised reunion. Players reported euphoria, nostalgia, and relief. This mirrors effective forecasting errors. We overestimate how much something will satisfy us, but Hytale's delivery has lived up to the dream for many. Now, as patches roll out, necromancy, mining overhauls, new cosmetics, the game evolves with its players. Feedback loops strengthen agency. Players feel heard, invested. In the end, Hytale players are architects of possibility. They build not just structures, but identities. They explore not just worlds, but their own minds. They connect not just with friends, but with a lineage of creators stretching back to Minecraft's blocky origins. The psychology is simple yet profound. In Hytale, we reclaim control. We create without judgment. We fail and rebuild. We belong without pretense. In 64 million blocks, we find freedom. So next time you load a world, pause, feel the grass under your cursor, hear the distant mob sounds, ask yourself, what am I building today? Not in the game, but in myself. Because every block placed is a vote for the person you're becoming. And in Hytale, the possibilities are truly endless.